morning, everybody. It's me, Albatross, again. I'm back. I am back with Allie's live from October 1st, 2020. Like I said, 4 years ago, this is Allie talking about this stuff. And go check out my last video. That was the oldest one I could find of Allie talking about this stuff, which was in September 2020. That was the oldest one I could find. I mean, I'm sure there's more. You just gotta dig around because they really do a good job at hiding these videos from people. And I think that's why a lot of these new people that have learned about this can't find the older videos. They're like only watching the recent ones. And, they're wondering, well, she doesn't say much. Blah, blah, blah. It's because they can't find these videos. So I'm trying to pull them up one at a time and spread the word. Please share this video. Anyways, here we go.
Just dig right into this. Yeah, we're getting into a video today of family-friendly human trafficking awareness. And I going to be live with my friend Mila, who's going to be here in just a second. We were going to do an interview on her page, but she's had this weird situation recently where her page is just disabled out of nowhere. Hey, Mila girl.
She's calling her friend.
Hi, beautiful.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
I know it's hard to see their faces for a few minutes. Just bear with it. They come back into focus.
If, do people I follow, can they join?
Yes, they can see us in like a double bubble, live at the top of their feed. They should be able to, and they'll be able to click on either or. I'm gonna check right now because I'm like right in front of it. But yeah, they should be able to see it from your page too.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, hey, what's up, everybody? So once again, this is Mila. Mila, you want to take it away and tell about yourself?
Sure. So, we got connected, a few weeks ago, because I saw a story on another page, and I shared it, and you were so kind to reach out and say thank you, and we just kind of clicked from there. So, I think you have an amazing story. I think you're an amazing person, and I know you have a lot of side information. So, I definitely wanted to take time to really just let you talk about, your knowledge about, child trafficking. And then I want to talk about social media and how...
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second after you said child trafficking.
Talk about social media.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And how it's used. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be people watching, if not later. If they're not, here now. So social media has gotten so big. I know there are new platforms like Telegram and Parler, TikTok, Snapchat.
I just want to say something real quick. I don't know about anybody else, but I get worried every day that ever since I heard that there is investigators talking to influencers and stuff, I've been worried every day. I just have this bad feeling that they're trying to buy off as many as they can, and then the ones they can't, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but the ones that they can't buy off, I think they're going to try to do something. I feel like, listen, the powers that be really don't like social media. I'm sorry. They don't like it. And I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world or it's the best thing for our children. But, I think they're going to use children as an excuse to ban it. You know what I mean? Instead of just, having age restrictions like everything else does, they're going to try to ban it. I do. I believe so, because they do not want us to be able to talk about what we want to talk about. They don't. They don't want it. They don't like the internet. They don't like it. They want to be able to control the narrative like they've always done. But it's harder and harder for them to do that. And I honestly believe in my heart. I mean, think about something. If someone's in control of something for so long, you think they're just going to give up control like that? They're like, oh, well, too bad. We can't do this anymore. So we're just going to go to the sidelines and let the people, have free speech and, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to do their best to suppress it. So, anyways, like they're saying, they're about to go into it, but like they also use social media for their advantage too. But I don't know. I just have this feeling that as far as like people like us trying to spread the truth and awareness, they're going to do what they can to silence us all. So just be prepared for that. Okay.
And linked.
Yeah. So, I know I've read a few articles where it's been discovered, of children being sold on traffic on media. So, just what's your insight and information that you can give parents if there's kids watching, just the best advice that you can give.
Yeah, and that's why I told you, I want to kind of talk to the kids too, because like I told you, I have this kid following and I've been kind of kicking everybody out like, hey, this information is kind of parents only. So I wanted the family to be able to sit around and say, hey, we talked about this together. Give some information that you usually don't get from school. You don't get from, the outside world. There's so many people that have little knowledge about human trafficking. And for me, the reason why I wanted to also make this video is because a lot happened to me at a young age, and speaking to the kids right now, a lot happened to me. Like when I was very, very little. I'm 26 now. And a lot of you that are on my page know that I completely love you guys, and I would be devastated if something happened to someone that I.
Sorry about that. I don't know why the recording just stopped, but anyways, here we go.
I felt like, I had the information or I had the knowledge to say, hey, and point something out, and I could have protected them by teaching you something that I know. So I kind of just wanted to make this to let you know the dangers and say that you don't need to be scared. I think everybody just kind of needs a plan, especially even when you're little. I'm talking to my 6'7". I heard someone texted me earlier and was like, my 6-year-old and my 9-year-old and my 10-year-old are watching. I'm like, awesome. So, I want to make this in a way that you understand that you don't have to be scared, but to know something and to have a plan about it, that way you're ready, to stay safe if the time came up. And, when you have a plan, then there's nothing to be afraid about. So, first of all, to break this down in a kid term, human trafficking is when someone takes someone and uses them as their slave. I think so many people have it kind of mixed up, what human trafficking really is. And this human trafficking has so many different, I call them flavors, because it's like saying, I want a soda or I want juice. Like no one can know, what kind of soda you're speaking of, whether that's grape or orange,
Right.
or, Sprite or whatever the case. So it has to specify, but there's so many things that go on in trafficking, from people finding out what you like, and then they try to promise you all of that. They have all these empty promises of whether it is if you're older and you want to be a model, or if you're younger and you want candy. There's so many things that they play off of, and they use that. And then when they get you in their hands, then there's so many things that happen from torture. And when I say torture, that means that somebody's hurting you physically, and you can't stop that.
Or mentally.
Things can get so far as to death. And then there's the chloroform issue, which we'll talk about later in this video. And there's, the chance of them moving you out of state and you never being able to see your family again.
Right.
And, you know, you're not able to talk to your family. You're not able to communicate with them. So I think a lot of things
And
also
listen,
is,
y'all, for the children that are watching this, or I'll tell you what, I couldn't help but notice in my analytics that a lot of people who watch my videos are not from the U.S. And I don't know if you've ever been to the United States, but I just want to give you a word of advice. There are entities in the United States that go to all these different countries, and it's like they gas it up, like they're like, you know, we can give your kids opportunity in this, and they'll be working for rich famous people and all this other, they'll make all these promises just to get your children here, and or to get you here. Like, so if you're not from the US, just be very careful, okay? Because, like, and a lot of these people come from legitimate entities, like legitimate businesses. So just, I wouldn't trust anybody. I wouldn't trust anybody, because this business is so huge, and they've like, they've gotten so good at it. They have gotten so good and so daggone sneaky about it. And I mean, come on, they've got all of the United States believing that it doesn't really happen that much, and we're like the biggest country where it does happen. So that's all I wanted to say, because like, I went to Peru once years ago. Went on a missions trip into the jungle, to all the places that, like, you know, to bring medicines and supplies and things like that. And I noticed something. It was like everyone and their mom and their kid were like asking us to bring them back to America with them. I swear to God, that's what was happening. They were asking us to bring them back to America. But if they could only see what I was thinking, because it was like I was looking at these people and these families and these kids, and it's like they literally have nothing but the food and the grass huts over their heads, right? That's all they've got. And they're sitting there thinking, like, what a better life they could have in America. But when I look at them, I see so much happiness behind their eyes, and like love, so much love, like in community, and I saw things that I've never seen here in America before. And I kind of felt like if only you guys could see, like, how priceless what you guys have here truly is. I mean, it's priceless, that kind of community and love. It's priceless. And it's beautiful. And, I just wish I could show them that, because no matter what I said, they were just like, no, I want to go to America. I want to go to college. I want to go do this. And that trip was another reason I know that Allie's telling the truth. Because we specifically went to villages who were attacked by, I can't remember their name. It was a terrorist group, specifically like in the jungles of Peru. Like, they were the ones, like, they were forcing villagers to make like cocaine and stuff like that to take to Colombia and take, you know what I mean? It all begins with the poor people in the jungles of Peru. It begins with them. Like all the cocaine, like, it begins with these people. Like, this terrorist group, one of the villages I went to a week before, they had come into this village and they kidnapped a lot of the adults and stuff. And I was there, and I was like, but because there was a group of orphans that I was there playing soccer with, and I was like, I was being nosy. I was like, where's their parents at? And they were like, well, about 75% of these kids, their parents were abducted about a week ago by the, I can't think of their name, by the terrorist group. And I was like, what? I was like, they kidnapped adults? And they were like, yeah, they kidnap adults and villagers. Sometimes they kidnap kids too. But they literally do it. They enslave them, make them make their cocaine for them. Like, I swear to God, that's what they told me. This village told me. They were like, yeah, this just happened a week ago, and all these kids' parents were taken. So, yeah, Allie's telling the truth. Allie's telling the truth. I'm sorry, but, like, I never forgot about those kids. Like, they were so beautiful. They were. And my heart went out to them so bad because all they wanted was their mommy and daddy's back. I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but, like, just stay safe. Keep your children safe. Okay? Because there really is something evil going on right now. And it all comes back here to the US. I don't know why, but like it does. Like we're the demand for people and suffering. Like we're the demand. Whew. Okay. Sorry, Allie, for interrupting, but like I just had to jump in there and say something because I've actually had firsthand experience with things like this. Continue.
People think that this is just girls, and this is not. This is also boys. Boys are also very vulnerable. Girls, I think everybody automatically assumes, oh, someone's grabbing a little girl, and no, there was a lot of boys when I was, young and in this situation and called what I call in life. The the idea of trafficking, I think also people think it's just a man, or it's someone that I know, or it's someone in my family, or it's someone that pulls up in a van on the streets. And that's not the case either. This is men, this is women, this is sometimes family, and this is, unfortunately, nowadays we have children recruits who are the same age as you. If you're a child that's 14, 16, or a child that's 7, 9 years old, you could be at the park playing, you can be at an amusement park. Trick-or-treating is a big one that, we always talk about in October. And
yes,
so
and listen,
things.
That's why, to those of you who don't know this, every Halloween, there is a rule. I know, at least in the state I live in, I'm pretty sure it's the whole country. But on Halloween, if you are a registered offender, you are not allowed to come out on the streets at all on Halloween. At all. And that is because it is so easy to snatch up babies. But yeah, that's a big thing here. Like, predators are not allowed to roam the street on Halloween. Period. They could get in huge trouble for that. But that doesn't mean they don't. That doesn't mean they don't. I mean, it's Halloween. They can just dress up, right? Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going, Allie.
That can happen. And some kids think that, trafficking is someone gets taken and they're just locked up in a cage, and that's not it either. It's, there's people that think that I want a kid and I'm going to play mom to a kid, so they steal someone else's kid and they take them and try to use them for their own, and they trap them there and they make sure they stay there. There's people that pick up kids to sell them and give them away for money. And that's a crazy thought, I know, but this is true, and this is going on around everybody right now.
See it on the news all the time.
And then there's people who pick up kids to give them away. And when I say give them away, I mean move them out of state, move them out of country. And from there, like I said, it could be a possibility of never seeing your family again. So this is why human trafficking is a big thing that I think kids should understand right now, because this is a danger just like anything else. This is a danger of just like, walking home from the store and being talked to by a stranger that's, not good, or, being out late at night and being around strangers. This is an everyday danger that should be addressed.
Absolutely.
So I think another thing is I had posted a video, a picture of my story, and I said, "Hey, can you find me?" I want to talk to everybody about online dangers too, because I've been through so many situations, where I wish I could even count, and there's too many, which is unfortunate. But I don't want you to be sad for me. I want you to understand. When I'm telling you these stories, is I want to help you stay away from these stories and stay away from these things. And if you have a friend that's in this situation, that you can be able to speak up to an adult or someone in authority or someone to say that these things are happening and it's familiar to you, so you could do something about it. I think a lot of things now that everybody is not so familiar with is the online dangers, because everybody wants to do something, whether it's TikTok, Zen, Twitter, your backup accounts, spam accounts, Roblox, Snapchat. There's so many different platforms that we have going on, and unfortunately, none of them are safe. The biggest thing is how easy it is to locate someone. And that's why I put that picture in my story. A lot on my Instagram, people will be like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like you're in so many places at once." And I sometimes do that for my safety. But in reality, yeah, I'm all over. But it's easy to locate someone, and this is something that traffickers do. They sit outside of schools and
That's
they ask
why
questions.
I recommend everyone get a VPN, or whatever, or something to keep you safe, because people try to speak the truth and there's consequences for that. So just try to keep yourself as safe as possible.
For personal information from other kids, and they ask it through these social media platforms and playing as other kids. So you could be in your Roblox room and enjoying, your game, and you're calling your friend over, and you see someone else there, and they're talking to you, and they're talking to you as a child. So for you, you're answering them, "How are you doing? What school you go to?" How you can chat in the rooms. And this can be very, very dangerous, because the only thing that someone has to do is find out one simple thing. What's your TikTok? What's your Snapchat? What's your Instagram? Where's your Zen? Do you have a backup account? They only need one social media platform to get from you. And from there, it's easy to go into a picture, just one picture. And as you notice, behind me is exactly where I am.
Lag,
so there's a lot of things that happen, like kids wear identifying clothes, whether it's your school T-shirts, your team gear, things like that. And it's easy for traffickers to come at kids that may not have any issues. They're just enjoying life, and these traffickers are watching. It's not. I don't know how to explain to you guys how serious this is, and help you understand. But to just tell you these things to help you understand how serious this is. This is people sit outside of schools, or they go into chat rooms and they put up fake profiles and they go towards kids. And kids feel like, "I want to be able to be on TikTok. I want to do all the trending things that Addison Rae does. I want to do all the things that I see Charlie doing. I want to do all the things that I see on Instagram, whether it's throwing it back or whether it's doing a makeup tutorial." You know what I mean? And some things are, yes, just completely pure out of innocence and just having fun. But there are people out there who are watching these things, and it's easier for them to get to you. It's easier for them to locate your home. It's easier for them to get into your life, because it's kind of given to them. And it's just those things to know, so you can start saying, "I'm safe, and I'm not going to wear my shirt in a video if I'm not going to put on my team gear. I'm not going to give away my location." TikTok hackers they're not just hackers trying to get to your profile to take your followers. This is not what that is. TikTok, I'll tell you right now, the number one dangerous, it used to be for me, again, I'm not that old, way back when it was MySpace, but before, now we're coming back. There's a number one social media platform that all traffickers have. They have to pick up a shipment. When you notice there's like 5 kids that have gone missing in your area, that means that they need 5 new kids. back in their hands. So from there, they need to find those new kids. And all they say is, I need a blonde girl with blue eyes. If you have blonde hair, blue eyes, that's you. If you are a black girl with black hair, that's you. If you are a Mexican girl with curly hair, that's you. If you are a blonde boy, you know what I mean? It continues to go on. All they have is a list to fill, and they fill that. And it's not just them taking you, you know, for a little bit. This can be forever. And there's so many people who don't understand those dangers. And I think no one knows, because the most dangerous app right now for recruiters and for traffickers is Roblox. Why? Because it's a complete kid platform. This is, and the next in line after that, the most dangerous app for traffickers is TikTok. This is because look at the things that are going on TikTok. No one acts their age. You can't tell, can you? Because everyone is trying to be someone that they're seeing on the trending For You page. No one is being themselves. Okay, so because of that, everybody is trying so hard to fit into this mold, and traffickers see that, like, what is she like? She likes to be like everybody else. So maybe if I invite her to a party, a TikTok party, that would get her to come and talk to me, because this is something that you like. They play off of the things that you like, whether it is the color purple, whether it is an ice cream. You know, everybody says don't take candy from strangers. That is the littlest thing that a trafficker can offer you. You know what I mean? As a college student, you know, it goes into sugar daddies. It goes into you think it's someone to pay your tuition. You think it's someone to help you out of the debt that you're in. And eventually you end up in this situation that you never thought would happen. It gets out of control and you can't get out. All of this because of a social media post. And sometimes it's a vulnerable situation. Sometimes traffickers know when you're having issues in your home. Traffickers know when you're fighting with mom and dad. Traffickers can tell when you're being bullied at school and you just need someone to hear you out. These are the things that family and true friends are called for, and not outside sources that you don't know, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
All right, the line's getting a little better. I'm sorry, guys.
I think
say those things because I purposely put a can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I purposely put a sheet behind me to block out any identifying, you know.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to pick up from here next time. Thank you for listening. I'll be back to finish this video in just a little while. Stay tuned.